Let's make some old-fashioned chicken and dumplings. Hey y'all, it's April and thanks for stopping by my crazy creative life. In today's video, I'm going to try to make some chicken and dumplings. They'll be maybe slightly different, and I'm going to try something with the dumplings that I've never done before. I've seen it done. I'm sure if you cooks out there, if you know anything about Brenda Gantt, if not, I will link her, or I'll try to link her in my description box below. But she's a sweet lady. She looks like she's a very good cook from Alabama, and she makes dumplings in a way that I've never seen done before. So I'm going to attempt to try that, and we'll see how it goes. And if so, then I'll be teaching you how to do an old-fashioned way of of making dumplings. So let's go ahead and get started. The chicken I'm using for this is chicken strips. I thought I had other chicken and I do not. So chicken strips do not have a lot of fat in it. So I'm going to start off boiling these chicken strips in some chicken broth instead of just water to kind of give it some of that fat that it's needed. So here's 1 quart. And I think back in August, I believe it was August, I had canned some. So if you haven't seen that yet, then go back and watch it. But I just made homemade chicken broth. It smells really good. So it's just the chicken tenderloin strips that I had frozen thawed. So I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to bring this to a boil and let this chicken cook and get done. Then I'll pull it out and set it to the side and shred it and keep it to the side. And then we'll put our dumplings in there. Once our dumplings are done, then we'll throw the chicken back in there. Okay, for the dumplings, what she does, she has her own bowl that's designated for just her flour that she makes her dumplings or her biscuits in. And she just pours a whole bag of the flour in the bowl. She starts off by just making a well. And hopefully I can do this justice. Then she took some, you can take lard or you can take, there's the lard, or you can take shortening like Crisco. She said for the amount that she was making, she was doing for like a big family. So she used about the size of an egg. I'm going to use the size of like a small egg, or that's about golf ball size, maybe a little bit. Here, let me. Okay, that's probably about golf ball size, about the size of my peanut butter balls. So probably about an inch round. So we'll start off with that size. Okay, she said for like a small family to use about a cup, or to start off with about a cup of buttermilk. For her, I think she was using 2 cups. And you just pour it right in there, right in the bowl, right in the flour. I thought that was the craziest thing the first time I seen that. And then she just starts kind of raking it around. And she says it's important that you do not get the milk on like your actual bowl. So a lot of this I done wrong, and I learned my lesson, and I done it better on that biscuit video. But you don't want to be using your hands here like I'm using mine. You're just using the tips of your fingers, and you're kind of just swirling around. And as you're swirling around a real fast motion, that milk and shortening or lard, whatever you're using, it will actually collect the flour, and then the flour keeps collecting more flour until you eventually have a dough ball. But doing it the way I'm doing it here, that's completely wrong. This is certainly wrong. You should never have 2 hands in there. And this is wrong. I did not need any more milk. It's not supposed to come out in pieces like this. You will bring it out on your counter and knead it a little bit, but it will not look like this. I mean, this is extremely shaggy dough, and I end up pouring more milk on it and more milk on it, and I completely overworked this dough. So all of this is wrong. Like I said, go back and look at the biscuit video. So I'm gonna dump it right on the counter. The dough is not gonna look as dry and as crumbly as I've got it here. Okay, we'll cut them out here in just a second. Okay, this chicken's done. I'm gonna pull it out, put it to the side. This is the plate I had the dough in, but I don't care, it's going right back in the same place, so. Okay, let those cool down so we can shred it. Now that boiled down to about nothing, so I'll put in another quart of my broth. And when this comes back up to a boil again, then we'll start putting in our dumplings. Because you want it as thin as you can get them. And I'm just taking a pizza cutter. This chicken, I'm just going to break it up. It's cooled off now where I can handle it. Just going to break that up in chunks. Okay, we're boiling. Ouch. Carefully put them in there. Now, Mama always dipped her dumplings in the flour before she throwed it in. That way that helps to thicken up that broth. But not everybody does it this way, so you've got to find your way. Now you want to just cook these till they're done and thickened up. You can cook dumplings away. You can start off with a bunch because they do cook down. Sometimes you can start off with a bunch and by the time they're done you're thinking, well, where the heck did they go? I know I put a ton in there. You can also, I've done it before, if you don't want to try to fix a homemade dough, you can take biscuits out of a can and just flatten them out, cut them up, roll them in flour, and put them in your dumplings too. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle what's left of that. And they are messy, that's for sure. After they start thickening up, I don't know how well you can see that. After they start thickening up, you want to turn them on simmer. Okay, I'm going to try a little bit to see if it needs any salt or pepper. It does not need salt. That's why I wanted to wait till the end, but I am going to put some pepper in here. Okay, this is done. I'm going to, for any other stove and any other pot, I'd probably leave that on simmer, but with this one, you cannot. It'll stick. So I just turned the heat off and I'm just going to let it sit here. I'm going to put the lid on top of it and just let it sit till everything else is done. Now my mom, mother-in-law, and sister-in-law, they can put me to shame. They make really good chicken dumplings and they put me to shame. I do make better dumplings than this. This was just the first time I had tried this technique, but now that I know how to do this technique, I will come back and revisit this and do another video. But still yet, my mom, sister-in-law, and mother-in-law, they make really good dumplings. Juice. It's so cut quite a bit. Okay, in reality, I've made all of this on the same day, but they're going to be separate videos. So I'm just going to end all of these with the same ending. And I'm going to try all of these on the same ending. On each video. You know what I'm saying. Now let's see. I'm afraid these might be a little bit gummy because we're over mixed that dough. They are a little tough. I like them a little softer, a little less tough. But to be honest, they're not much tougher than Cracker Barrels, because I think Cracker Barrels is pretty tough. And these are a lot like Cracker Barrel. And then of course the macaroni and cheese, we know I love it. Shoot. Forgot to add salt and pepper to that, but other than that, it's good. Now let's try this Italian cheese bean. Oops, there you go, beans. Ah! Well, it's falling everywhere, but let's try it. That's pretty good. It's kind of got cold because it took forever for these stupid things to boil. Anyway, so these got done first, so they've kind of cooled down. But anyway, they're actually good. So that's all of the video, whether it be the chicken and dumplings, the macaroni and cheese, or the green bean, Italian green bean thing. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the little subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you know when I upload more videos. And that's all. So there's some more vintage food. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. Hey, if you like this video, you may want to check out my previous video or my previous series. Talk to you soon.